All right, what's up, guys? It's your man Donovan Sharp, and welcome to this. Welcome to the Sunday, the free consultation Sunday calls. We are starting. My normal starting time used to be 1:30 Pacific, but now I have changed it to 5:30 Pacific to increase the likelihood of people actually calling in. I know that most people, and just from sales jobs that I've had, I know that most people are home on Sunday evenings, and that seems to be sort of a universal thing. But it is good to have you guys in today. It's good to have you guys in today. Let's pardon me. Jesus Christ. We are right now we are streaming to our two YouTube channels, my main channel and my backup channel, as well as Rumble. So wherever you are, wherever you're watching from, thank you for making this a part of your Sunday routine. Let's see if this goes up. No, I don't see it. Huh? That's interesting. Hang on. I'm trying to. I've got all sorts of bells and whistles. It says the latest, but you know what? We're going to change that. I had a feeling that was. Yeah, I had a feeling that was probably going to happen. So, all right, let me try it now. I've got a Stream Deck that I use to, and I've used the Stream Deck forever. And there it is. Perfect. Excellent. So I no longer have to put it in. I no longer have to type it in myself. But yeah, listen, guys, it's great. It's fantastic to have you guys in today. Very, very much looking forward to today's show. Let me see here. All right, let me go over some quick announcements here. Before we get started. Again, this is a dating and relationship call-in show. If you have any questions about dating and or relationships, simply hashtag pull up. The link is pinned in the description. The link is pinned in the chat, rather. And I'm actually about to put the link in the other chat, in the Rumble chat, where I can see that 14 of you are watching. So good to have you guys in today. Let me go ahead and pin this as well. The reason why I'm the interesting thing is the reason why I'm a little late coming on is because I actually hit the live button at 5:25. I was actually a little bit early, but nothing was happening. And when nothing happens, that tells me that I probably need to restart my computer, which I did. And so now we're here. And so very glad to be here. Quick announcements before we get started here, guys. Make sure you like the video. It is the most important metric that YouTube looks at to determine this video's place in the algorithm. Also, if you regularly like the live streams, you are far more likely, as I hear someone pulling up into the pull-up studio. Give me 2 seconds. I'll get right with you. Pardon me. If you hit the like button, you are far more likely to get notifications when I go live. So if you want to help the show and make sure you get notifications when I do start a live stream, make sure you hit that like button. Also, make sure you hit that notification bell. For good measure. Okay, let me see who we've got here. All right, let's see here. Okay, give me a second here. Perfect. Let me make sure that this is trending the right way. All right, perfect. Let's go with the C. Excelente. All right. Okay, let me bring this back around. Tell you what, man, I got a lot of moving parts. On a podcast. But let's go ahead and get this party started. Let me bring up Aaron. Aaron, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Just enjoying my Sunday. Stayed up a little bit late, and so I stayed up really late, actually, watching the F1 race. So I'm a little bit, how do you call it? Sleep deprived, but totally worth it. So what's on your mind, man?
Okay, so I'm going to try to not be too long. I'm actually at work. I got 15 more minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I have one question and one testimonial. Well, all right. It might lead to two questions. So my first question is, who do you think are the most naturally red pill people going through life without actually having to do studies. But because
Women.
when I talk to, but when I talk to women, it seems like the sixes and under are more naturally red pill, but like the eights, nines, and tens, they're just totally oblivious and they
No.
just have no idea.
Yeah. Eights, nines, and tens acting oblivious, Aaron, that's virtue signaling. That's also selling purity. Eights, nines, and tens, they're more red pilled than, I guess five, sixes, and sevens. Eights, nines, and tens, especially, super attractive women, they are keenly aware that their sexuality is their primary agency. But let me ask you this. This is actually an interesting question. Why is it that you think that, what did eights, nines, and tens, what have they done or said to you that makes you think that they're not as red-pilled as, say, less attractive women?
Well, you did actually hit it on the head because a lot of the things that I would discuss, it would be with females in my family. My mom, she's not to be weird, but in the 90s, she would probably be somebody's 8 or 9.
Okay.
My girl, she was at 8. She's 7.5 now. She's a little bit older.
Okay.
And then just my female friends, they're fine as hell. They just seem to not know what I know. But I might be going from a standpoint that I've actually sat down and studied these things and I thought about them. So they probably know, but they just don't know they know, if that
There
makes
you
sense.
go. Listen, that makes perfect sense. Not only do they not know that they know, red pill knowledge is basically the truth, right? And the reason why so many men are drawn to our content is because it's almost like we're telling their story for them. When they watch us or they read us or they listen to us for the first time, they think to myself, "Oh my God, this dude knows exactly what happened." And like, how does this guy know what happened in my relationship? They just haven't heard anyone articulate it. Well, women are the same way. What they know is in the back of their mind. It's in their firmware. They don't know what's happening in the background, and a lot of times neither do men. There are things that happen in our mind that are on autopilot that we're not aware that's happening. Red pill awareness and understanding inter and intrasexual dynamics between men and women, as far as women are concerned, you're absolutely right, and you hit it on the head. They don't know what they actually know until, of course, someone articulates it to them. And you can tell in a lot of cases that all you have to do is pay attention. If they pause or if they smile, they're like, "Oh, you know what? I never thought of it that way." But you hit it. You actually answered your own question. Eights, nines, and tens are absolutely they're probably more red pilled than average to below average looking and or less attractive women, simply because they're attractive. And so when they hear stuff like this articulated for the very first time, a lot of times they're kind of like, "Oh, wait a minute, I've never heard of it that way." Or in a lot of cases, they like to deny it because, of course, red pill truth points out unflattering truths about women, and women like to pretend that they're not aware of these things. But trust me, women absolutely know what's going on for sure.
So I'm going to answer that just as far as I'm going to speak on that actually, as far as me, like, that experience. But I will say this. I did have a friend that was at 8. We're still friends to this day. And she was, this is I think you should have this a part of a show too at some point.
Okay. All right.
Something that did red pill me, I think I was like 20, 21. And this is a badass woman, model body, 5'9", nice booty tits.
So she's hot.
And she was like, "You know what, Aaron? I fucked a lot of guys." And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "You know why I fucked those guys? Because I'm so hot. I would just fuck any guy who had the balls to initiate sex with me." And I was just like, "You are a nasty bitch."
You're like, "Look, I appreciate the honesty, but you a nasty bitch."
Yeah, she was trying to get me to fuck because she had court like right before that, and she was about to
whoa, hold up, man. Yo, check it out. Bro, rule number 16, never fuck a bitch if she has a court date the next day, fam. You don't know what the hell is going on, bro.
She was trying to get me to get her ass pregnant.
Man, I'm trying to tell you. She's trying to get pregnant. That way, if she got a jail sentence, she'd be like, "Well, I can't go to jail. I'm with child."
But anyways, so just kicking it with my lady. She will put on romantic comedies or what have you, and I'll just be sitting there. And this is why a part of the reason I had to slow down watching Red Pill, because it would just come out, or just listening to songs, watching certain things.
Sure.
And I was just sitting back like, she's cheating. And she'll be like, "How do you know that?" And I'll just point it out like, "She did this. She said we never have fun anymore. He stopped fucking her. He came home. It's 5 o'clock. Why is she dressed like she just came home from a party? She's cheating."
There you go.
And then we'll watch another movie. Oh yeah, she must be the breadwinner, and she'll be like, "How do you know
How do
that?"
you
I'm like,
know?
"Just watch." And then it'll come out, and then like,
And she's
bro,
like, how the
seriously, how
fuck
do
did
you
you
know
know that
this?
shit?
Huh?
She's like, how the fuck did you know that shit?
And then she'll try the same thing. She'll be like, "He's cheating." I'm like, "No, he's not." Why do you think he's not cheating? Well, first of all, he's an alcoholic. He's a woman beater. He
Mm-hmm.
does this. He doesn't have any. He's broke. He's
Mm-hmm.
not cheating. Look at his skin's all fucked up. He's not cheating. He doesn't even have enough game to keep his first relationship intact.
Right.
He's not
Right.
cheating. And then we'll find out later. Now, at some point, we were watching a particular movie,
Mm-hmm.
and I said something. It slipped out. I said something about the red pill, and she was like, "You Andrew Tate motherfucker," and I was like, "Bro,
Yeah, I remember you
you don't
telling me
even
about
know
that.
shit
Yeah.
about." And this is a Mexican. You don't even know shit about Andrew Tate. So we're going back and forth, and
Sure.
I'm hitting her with them, just breaking her back with the red pill facts. And she was just like staring into space, and she was like, "Aaron, I love you, but I just don't want my son to think like that."
Oh
And I was like,
boy.
"Baby,
Oh
look,
boy.
at some point, our
Oh.
son is gonna walk up to me and he's gonna ask me, Dad, how do I get a girl to like me?"
He's gonna be
And
like,
I
Dad,
said, "You know
what's
what I'm
up?
gonna tell him? I'm gonna tell him you don't get a girl to like you. Just show her who you are, introduce yourself, show her who you are. And if she sees that you have if she sees that you like her, she's gonna try to get you to invest in her. If
Mm-hmm.
you don't get what you want first, don't let that bitch use you. Move on to
Straight
another
up.
bitch."
Straight up.
Is that what you want me to tell our son, or do you want me to tell him to be a fucking simp? And she was just looking at me, changed the subject, we fucked
There it
right
is.
after that.
There you go. There it is. And listen, you and I are a lot alike in this regard, and Devin can certainly attest to this. And we've been together almost 10 years, and she will be the first to tell you that it takes us forever to watch anything because anytime there's this is what I do for a living. I do dating show breakdowns.
Right.
So when we watch stuff on TV, I'll pause it. See, this is because of blah 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 blah. And every once in a while, I have to catch myself, even though I'm a content creator, whatever the case may be. If I were you, I would probably just stop. I wouldn't slow down watching red pill content, but you really do have to train and teach yourself not to have a red pill reaction every time you see something that you know isn't exactly what it seems. I think the only time you should really, I think the only time, I guess you should really, flex your red pill knowledge is if your girl asks you something, or if she says, okay, well, we saw this romantic comedy, what do you think? And then you can tell her. Because we say all the time, and I'm sure you've been around long enough to know this, we always tell men when they first find this community, the last thing you need to do is to try to evangelize the red pill. And a lot of new guys, they want to do it because they see the light. They're thinking to themselves, this is going to change my life. I want to change everybody else's life, et cetera, et cetera. But like, you can't, dude, the red pill is like religion, man. You can't force it on people. All you can do is tell them, hey, I've got a video for you to watch, or hey, here's a Bible verse for you to watch. You can make your own decision. If you have any questions, you can come back and ask me, and we'll go from there. But yeah, when it comes to stuff like that, it's very, very, things can get a little bit dicey when you start flexing your red pill, when you verbally start flexing your red pill knowledge, especially around your girl.
Yeah, and like you said, it's not something that it's not. I can't control myself. I just don't, and it's just like I get so excited about catching certain
I
things.
know. It's nice, and
Um,
dude.
it
You know what?
is.
It's funny. It's funny, man. What I describe this, and you can probably attest to this. This is probably something you know that you don't know that you know. When you're watching anything, a movie, let's just say rom-coms, for example. When you have this level of awareness, when you're watching this stuff, it's almost like you're seeing like the red pill subtitles, right? Like we were watching,
Yeah.
we're watching Age of Attraction, and the woman said, "I had a great husband. I'm a third grade teacher. I had a great husband." And so what happened? Well, things didn't work out. Things didn't work out. We grew apart. You can already see the subtitles. I cheated on him. I got bored, et cetera, et cetera. The challenge is that we have to discipline ourselves not to read the subtitles, if you will, out loud.
Yeah, yeah. It goes back to this book that I'm reading. It's basically it's a critical thinking book that teaches how to break old habit. I mean, break bad
Oh,
habits,
oh,
build
wow,
new
okay.
habits. It's called Mathematics of the Mind. And in the book, it is
Oh,
based
that sounds
on
good.
Islam, but in the book,
That's
he
fine.
says that every man is born with two sights, hindsight and insight. But when you get a connection with God, he blesses you with foresight. And that's what the red pill really does.
I
It
like
gives you the
that.
ability. It's really pattern recognition. It
Yeah,
doesn't,
of
the
course,
red pill doesn't make
100%.
you psychic.
No.
But it does give you that foresight, though.
It makes people, I'll tell you what the red pill does do. It makes people think you're psychic. It makes people think you're psychic. This was so funny, man. I used to have this service called Donovan Take the Wheel. And anytime, it was actually a lot of fun. Anytime somebody, one of my consultation clients were involved with a woman and they had a text conversation going back and forth, if they don't know what to do, they'll sign up for the Donovan Take the Wheel. And I said, listen, the only reason why, or I said the only time that you should reply, you have to reply exactly when I tell you and exactly how I tell you. That's the way it goes. And so I'll be telling them what to do and what to say, et cetera, et cetera. And dude, 9 times out of 10, they're like, dude, I don't know how you do this. How did you know she was going to say this? And my answer is always, well, I didn't know she was going to say it. But based on my pattern recognition, having had this happen to me 100 million times, yeah, I can pretty accurately predict what she is probably going to think or say in the future.
Definitely, definitely, man. I only got 1 more minute, man, right on time. So I appreciate that, man.
Of course,
Keep
man.
up the good work. Everybody
I
hit
will.
that like button.
Yes,
Share
sir.
it. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, Aaron. I appreciate it. Yeah, Aaron. Aaron's a longtime follower and listener. So glad to have him. Definitely glad to have him coming up. Yeah. A lot of times, and this is probably something that I have to work on. And to be honest with you guys, I don't think I'm as bad as I used to be. And please, and like, don't get it twisted. Like, I'm pretty bad. Like, when I see something that I know is bullshit, like when I hear a woman say we grew apart, like I have to say something. But I think I'm a little more disciplined these days in the way of, keeping my thoughts to myself. You really kind of do have to do that. I think that comes with discipline and introspection. Though it is very, very difficult to sort of hide your red pill player power level, be that as it may. All right, guys, we don't have anybody in the pull-up line. So what we're going to do is we are going to, I'm going to play a few videos. These are compilations of my shorts that I've been posting. If you do have a dating or relationship question, you can pull up. I will interrupt the video, and like I said, I will do my level best to make sure that I can answer your question. So here we go. Modern men are no longer confused, and they're no longer scared. They're simply not playing the game anymore. Modern men are done performing for disinterest. Today, when a woman tells him no, a man who respects himself says, okay, and he leaves her alone. You see, gentlemen, 8s, 9s, and 10s, they come with a lot of baggage. They get attention from men everywhere they go. Their egos are reinforced daily. They constantly test your boundaries. It just never ends. Women fall in love with their college professors and not their classmates. Why? Because they're drawn to authority, not equality. They want guidance. Oops. Not the partnership they're always squawking about on TikTok. Because the man who leads her mind automatically leads her. In your 30s, you need to stop letting these bitches treat you like an option, my guy. Because in your 30s, you have what matters, which is experience, standards, and leverage. You're not guessing like you were in your 20s. You've got a mission, a schedule, and a direction. And any woman who disrupts that is not a blessing. She's a bill. Here's what being treated like an option. All right, we got somebody up in the... Hold on 1 second. All right, all right, Daniel, where are you calling me from today, man?
Hey, Donovan, what's up? I'm still calling you from the Philippines, brother.
Hey, Daniel in the Philippines. How you doing, man? How you been?
Yeah, I've been doing great. I just have a question for you.
Sure, what's up?
So, as you reach higher levels of status, higher levels of wealth, higher levels of influence, do you still think that cold approaching woman is still necessary?
That's a very good so in other words, when you reach higher levels of status, wealth, etc., do I still think cold approach is necessary?
Yeah.
At this point, it really, honestly, I don't think so. Not in this day and age. And the first people I think about are Myron and Fresh, right? Myron Gaines and Fresh Prince CEO. I guarantee you they absolutely do not have to cold approach. And I think the reason they don't have to cold approach is because their status and clout comes from their online activity. However, if you are, let's say that you're a CEO of a Fortune 1000 company and you're tall, you're ripped, you're good looking, blah, 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 blah. if you don't have a presence on social media, then yes, cold approach is necessary. But if you do have a presence on social media and you have a big social media following, so let me answer your question like this: when you get status and more money, et cetera, the only time that approaching becomes unnecessary or obsolete is if you have a major social media, YouTube, Rumble following. However, you could be a very, very high status man that people could be aware of, because there are a lot of people who are rich and not famous. It really just depends upon the public's awareness of you. The more aware the public is of you, the less necessary it is for you to cold approach, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but the thing is that I actually I don't think that cold approaching is necessary in higher levels, because there's so many ways for you to be able to meet women without necessarily having to cold approach, because you've attained a certain level of status, wealth, and influence and power. You can literally throw parties on your yacht, on your house, on your beach.
Yes. Yeah.
In order for you to be able to make women come to you and meet women very, very effortlessly, and also too, you can literally pay for a VIP in a VIP area in a nightclub in in whatever city you want to go into, in order for you to meet women that way. And these concierge in the nightclubs will actually approach the woman for you. So therefore, there's so many ways for you to get women. There's so many ways for you to get women without ever approaching them, if you attained higher levels of status, wealth, and influence.
Yeah, and actually, to take that a step further, not only can you throw parties, go to VIP events, there are matchmaking services with different levels of seriousness, if you get my drift, that people of a certain net worth have access to that most people do not. So if you're a high net worth guy, if you're worth into the tens of millions of dollars, you're not going to go out onto the streets of New York City and start approaching girls. No, you're going to go to an advanced matchmaking service for people like yourself. So I think you're right. I think the more status, clout, etc. that you have, the less cold approach is necessary, because just like you said, you could throw a yacht party. You don't even have to have a yacht. You could rent a yacht. You could throw a yacht party, have a party at your mansion, invite your contacts, and listen. Two things that are inseparable are rich men and beautiful women. If you throw a social event, beautiful women are definitely going to be there. So I agree with you on that. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I've recently come find out, because you can, if you have a network, you can literally leverage that network to actually meet higher levels of quality women. Because here's the thing, man. Cold approach, as much as I love it, as much as I love cold approaching women, because I've been doing that for years.
Right.
I actually think that only average Joes and people with not enough status and influence can actually pull that off. But if you actually have a lot of status, a lot of influence, a lot of wealth, a lot of power, you have visibility.
Yeah, you
can afford to not actually cold approach women, because you can literally, like I said, hire concierges, throw yacht parties, throw house parties, throw beach parties. There's so many there's so many ways for you to be able to meet women without ever cold approaching them.
Yeah.
Which is why I think that although the skills of cold approaching women is still necessary at that level, I don't think that you have to specifically cold approach women, if that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. And I got to tell you, I stand corrected. I think you're right. I think once you get, and honestly, you probably could. I think once you reach close to 7-figure net worth at that point, you won't have to cold approach if you don't want to. There are sweet sites, if that makes sense. Just like you said, you could throw parties, go to social events, use your network. Dude, you could hire, like I said before, matchmaking services. There are matchmaking services, like I said before, for high net worth men who are looking for something serious, maybe something casual, maybe something fun. Like these places exist. So yeah, I agree. I think the more money, status, power you have, the less necessary cold approach becomes. So yeah, I agree with you on that.
it actually signals higher status because like I said, like all the average Joes can pull off cold
Sure.
approaching women in malls, in cafes, etc. Whereas if you actually higher status, if you
Can't do
actually
that.
hire a matchmaking service to do the work for you,
Yeah.
then it actually signals a lot more higher status, which makes attraction a whole lot easier, and it levels
100%.
the playing field, and it equalizes the playing field and the dynamics in your favor a lot easier. So that's why I think that
Totally agree. Totally
call
agree. And
approaching
here's
is
the
not
thing.
necessarily in that level.
And here's the thing, and I do, I do pretty well for myself. I'm not a billionaire, but I'm okay. And the one
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the most valuable commodity to me is my time. And I used to tell people all the time, and I'm sure you can probably understand this, the older you get, regardless of net worth, regardless of status, the older you get, the more valuable the commodity of time becomes. And I actually heard a quote recently that's been around forever. Rich people have a lot of money, or being rich means you have a lot of money. Being wealth means you have a lot of time. Because in the end, if we really boil it down, all money really is, to be honest with you, is a claim on someone else's time, right? It's a claim on someone else's time. So,
Right.
like I bought this watch. Somebody had to make the watch. Somebody had to sell it, etc., etc. And so, especially like you said, for high net worth, high status individuals, time is very, very important, and cold approach is very, very time consuming and very, very difficult. Not only that, if you walked up to a girl in New York City and said, "Hi, my name is Donovan," she doesn't know that I'm worth $17 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, how would she know? "Hi, my name is Donovan and I'm worth $17 million. I mean, how does she know? However, if you hire a matchmaking service, these services, they're very thorough with vetting. Like, they verify your income, where you've been, what you've done, etc., etc. So I agree with you. I agree with you even more now because one thing that all high net worth individuals have relative to, I guess, everybody else, is that they value time more than anything. Cold approaching is very time consuming. The failure rate is through the roof. You can fail 90% of the time and you're still doing pretty good. So that's just kind of how that goes. So I agree 100%.
Yeah, exactly. That's just a realization that I came up with recently.
Good. Very good.
And yeah, I want to ask you a question regarding a specific person, Donovan. Like,
Sure.
is that okay?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Regarding a specific person, I just want to ask: do you think that this guy Michael Sartain is legit? His
Yeah.
MOA, his social circle action.
Yeah. Sartain. The reason why I know Sartain is legit is, how can I put this? He's the master of his own universe, and I don't know if you follow him on Instagram. He is always surrounded
I
with
follow
hot
him on
girls.
Instagram.
Okay, right. He's always surrounded with hot girls. Number one. Number two, I've watched his podcast. I've watched almost all of his podcasts, and he definitely has red pill awareness. I think the one thing about Sartain that gives people a little bit of pause, and this might not be true for you, but I think one thing that Sartain has sort of in his way that gives people that have red pill awareness a little bit of pause is the fact that he's not as brutally honest as we are. He absolutely tells the truth, but he doesn't check the women on his podcast. And the reason why he doesn't check the women on his podcast is because those women are his inventory. He like, if he kicks a bitch out, if he Frank Castles a girl like Myron Gaines style, girls get all in their feelings. Do you think they're going to show up to the next, wet bikini contest in Las Vegas in 2 weeks? Of course not. They're going to find someone else. And so I think that, and I think that Sartain would like to be a little more direct with women. He's very indirect, but he does know what he's talking about. But the reason why he doesn't talk or speak or act like guys like myself or Myron or Andrew is because if he does, he really is going to kind of burn in the candle at both ends. he can't afford to piss off his female guests because all of his female guests have something to gain from him by being in these bikini contests. And if one girl gets pissed off at Sertan, all hot girls know each other. Fuck Sertan, he's a misogynist, he's an Andrew Tate guy. So he walks a very fine line. But in my opinion, I think Sertan is 100% legit. The guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, the problem that I have with him is basically because he preaches being friends with women, which I vehemently disagree with.
Sure.
Do you agree with him on that standpoint? Like,
if I were,
I don't agree with the aspect of being friends with women.
No, I agree. I agree with you. If you're a guy like Sertan, you have to be friends with women because in order to get access to other hot girls, you have to be friends with hot girls. And Sertan has a very unique way of thinking about friends with women because Michael Sertan, when he says he has female friends, I can promise you none of his female friends are as close to him as his best friend or maybe a guy like Rollo Tomasi. Yes, I'm sure that he probably is on a first name basis. He might text girls here or there, and I'm sure that he might have events where he shows up with one of his girls that are friends. But the reason why Sertan tells people that he has female friends is because it is advantageous for him on the business end. But if Sertan didn't do what he did, specifically these bikini contests, my guess is that he would probably fall in line with us. But here's the thing. Sertan is only friends with women, and it's almost conditional friendship. Number one, they got to be hot. Okay, Michael Sertan is not friends with ugly girls. Number two, the reason why he is friends with hot girls is because that hot girl can help get him other hot girls. There is Mike Sertan's he has a vested interest in the friendships that he has with women. But whereas with guys like us who do other things other than bikini contests, I don't have a vested interest in being friends with women. So why in the world am I going to become friends with a woman who I'm spending time with every day and not sleeping with? So yeah, I totally agree. I think that men should absolutely not be friends with women. The one exception, of course. Oh, there's another home run. The one exception, of course, is if you work with women and if women are a part of what makes you money, if that makes sense.
I totally agree on that perspective. Yeah, that's all I got for you, Donovan. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks for calling in, Dan. You're a smart guy, man. I appreciate it, man. Continue calling in, brother. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, dude. I totally. I agree.
Thank you, man.
I agree. I agree with, and I'm gonna get to Panda Trucker here in just a second. Oops, wait a minute. Wait, that's not it. There it is. Sorry about that. I agree. I don't think that, I absolutely positively do not think that you as a man should be friends with women. But Michael Sertan is friends with women, but his friendships, when he's friends with women, it's a mutually beneficial relationship. When a normal guy becomes friends with a normal average woman or girl, that's not a mutually beneficial relationship because she's getting all of the boyfriend treatment without having to have sex, right? That's not mutually beneficial. That's only beneficial to the woman. Whereas a guy like Michael Sertan, he gets benefits from being friends with super attractive women because they get him access to other super attractive women, and a lot of times he has to treat those friendships with kid gloves so as to not upset the apple cart. So that's kind of how that works. All right, let's go to Panda Trucker. So where is your where has life found you today? Where are you at right now?
Well, right now I'm sitting at the DC in Bedford, Pennsylvania.
Good stuff.
The Walmart DC. I'm actually getting ready to go get my truck fixed at the shop.
Oh, good stuff. So you're there in DC. Yeah. Good stuff. All right. So what's on your mind, man?
Yeah, I need you to do me a favor.
Yep. What you got?
I need you to grab your sledgehammer and knock the dust off it because I need you to help me break up a block.
Okay, let's go. Okay. What you got?
All right. So, I find myself dealing, out and about, talking to a bunch of people, whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't have a problem approaching and talking to women. Just normal conversation, whatever. You see that chick over at the Wawa or whatever it is, you walk over.
Right.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing today? What you ordering? Cracking jokes, whatever it is.
Sure. Gotcha.
Um, and recently, as I've dropped all my plates and all my plates have shattered on the floor, I'm in the market again.
Okay.
My blockage is I can't bring myself to say, "Hey, give me your number," or let's go for coffee or something stupid like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a part of it, as I'm talking to these women, I spend a lot of time around women, so I
Sure.
can see through like the makeup and stuff that they
Yeah, of
wear,
course.
and I see that they're wearing that foundation. You can see little pot marks under the
Oh
foundation.
my God, that is so unattractive, dude. I hate that.
Yeah, right.
Cake it
Exactly.
on. Eek, gross.
Yeah. So as I'm speaking to these women, and I'm looking at them, and I can notice all these like minor imperfections, which I know isn't a good thing for me
Sure.
to do,
Yeah.
but I start getting really turned off by it, and I'm like, you know what? Fucking forget it. I'm not going to bother asking.
Okay.
Now I've done that so long, it's to the point where I'm like, I'm not going to bother fucking asking a woman for a number anyway.
Okay.
So
So,
I think that's-
is your issue that you don't like you're not asking women for their numbers because you are simply not turned on by them because you notice a flaw, or is it that something else is holding you back?
it might be something else deeper.
Okay.
Because I smashed some really ugly bitches when I was really down on my luck.
Sure. Hey man, you got to start
But-
somewhere, right?
Right, exactly. Fat girls need loving too.
Yes, they do. They're not going to get it from me, but hey, they can get it from somewhere.
It was there. I had to.
Let me ask you this: Are you having a little bit of approach anxiety at this point?
As far as walking up to them, put myself in the same bubble that they're in, no.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But as far as getting the words to say,
like
hey,
closing,
let me
like,
get your
hey,
number.
you seem cool. Put your number in my phone. We'll hang out sometime.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
That's where I'm having the problem is, put your number on my phone or whatever it is. Now, mind you, I follow all the Stoic philosophies. Don't double text. You don't, I don't have a problem, putting a woman back in her place in public as well as
Sure.
in private.
Of course.
I've got all that shit on lockdown, but getting those words out saying, hey, let me get your number, that's where my block is.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like it doesn't sound like you have approach anxiety. It sounds like you are gun shy. Because a lot of it is now. I will tell you this is something that a lot of people don't discuss in this community.
Mm-hmm.
About the art of seduction and pickup, as it were. It's
Right.
a lot easier to strike up conversation with a woman than it is to number close her, right? Because anybody can strike
Right.
up conversation. Well, not anybody, but it is. I mean, as long as the woman is a decent human being, she will entertain, a conversation with you, whether she thinks she's attracted to you or not. But getting the number, asking or telling her, getting the phone number, that is a different story. So if my advice to you is just to start biting the bullet and just start doing it, right? And here's the thing. I don't know if you have any sales experience, but I have a lot of sales experience. And one thing that I learned very, very quickly when I first started, in high ticket item sales was that if the customer asks for the price like early in the process, they were never serious in the first place. So I'll give you an
Right.
example. Customer walks into mattress store. Customer, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Johnson, how are you today? Blah, 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 blah. All right, how can I help you? Yeah, I've been having back problems, mattress, blah, 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 blah. So then I said, all right, we're going to, give you the comfort test. I used to work that's where I cut my teeth, was at Mattress Firm. We're going to give you the comfort test, soft, medium, hard. Okay, which one do you like the best? Okay, you like the soft one? Okay, these are your choices. When I start talking to the customer about a particular bed they like, they land it there like, ooh, how much is this? At that point, I know they're either not serious about buying it, which means
Right.
which means they're looking for an early reason to disqualify it, or they know that they can't afford it. I'll give you another example. Same couple comes in, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, we go through the same thing. How much is this mattress? If I tell them, well, that one is $8,000, and they say, oh, that's pretty good. If they give me absolutely no resistance, I know that they're not serious about buying the mattress. Because if they did have the money to buy an $8,000 mattress, they know that they're not paying $8,000 for that mattress. Whoa, $8,000. Like, why in the world? But let's rewind. When customers ask how much the mattress is, they're looking for a way out. To flip it back on the sales side, you never, ever, ever give the price too early, because you have not given yourself time to explain the features and benefits, right? Okay, well, hey, okay, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, this is your mattress over here. This mattress is $1,599. It doesn't matter how great the mattress is. No matter what you say after that, they're not going to hear it, because all they're thinking is $1,599. But if you explain the features and benefits to them, when you do finally, tell them what the price is, it is going to come as a shock, because $1,600, that's a lot of money to anybody, no matter how little or much money you have. The point is that I knew at that point that I had earned the right to not only ask for the sale, but to tell them how much it is. Okay, me as a salesperson, I have no right to ask a customer to make a purchase if I have not done my job in explaining the features and benefits, the warranty, the qualities, et cetera, et cetera. And so I think what's happening,
will count.
There you go. I think what's happening with you is that you're not in, I don't know, I'm assuming that these are very short conversations, but if you're talking to a woman and it's 3 minutes in, the reason why you're probably feeling uncomfortable about asking for her phone number is because it's too early in the process. She doesn't know the features and benefits, if you will. However, if you've been talking to her for 15 or 20 minutes, at that point, you have earned the right to let them know what the cost, what the price is, and ask for the sale, which is asking for the number. So you have to you have to make sure, and you have to make a woman feel comfortable with you in order to, it's almost like you're not putting in enough, not that you're not putting enough time, but if you're feeling anxiety about asking for the phone number, chances are you're probably not spending enough time building attraction.
Right. Well, a lot of time. Well, actually, I do love the fact that you use the mattress sales analogy. And I followed that completely, because I used to sell mattresses at Sears.
No shit. How about that?
Yeah, full commission. Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You get the customer come in. They're putting their knee on the edge of the bed.
Yeah.
Or pressing on pressing on the cushion around. They're not even feeling the coils.
Yeah, the sidewall. So
Yeah, exactly. So you have to get the customer into the bed to get them to feel it.
Yeah.
Well, case in point, yeah.
Trying
to get something else in the bed, you know what I mean?
No, well, of course. But the reason I use that analogy is I would feel anxious about telling a customer that this mattress is going to be, $1,600. The reason I'm feeling anxious is because I know I know that I have not done a good enough or thorough enough job in explaining the features and benefits and putting them at ease. You have to, when it comes, and I'm not saying put in, 2 and 3 hours talking to a girl, because at that point you're wasting both of your time. It should take you, when you're talking to a girl, and dude, I've had pickup sets that lasted a whole half an hour, just because the conversation was there, the vibe was great, I'm picking up what she's putting down, and vice versa. And I'll never forget one of the guys that sort of made me the salesperson that I am today. He said, the close is an obvious conclusion to a masterful presentation. So if you hit all of your marks, features, benefits, warranty, delivery, etc., at that point, asking for the sale is just a formality. Well, if you relate that to pickup and seduction and attraction, if you've hit all the marks, strong, bold, eye contact. Hi, I'm Alex. Good to meet you. You've made her laugh. You passed a couple of her shit tests, etc., etc. Well, at that point, you're not really anxious about asking for the phone number, because you've hit all those marks. You know what? You look at your right. You know what? I got to get going, but you seem cool. Here, put your number on my phone. We'll hang out. That's all you do. That is the way that I have number closed my entire quote unquote pickup career. Well, hey, look, I got to get going, but you actually seem pretty cool. I enjoyed this conversation. Here, put your number on my phone. Put your number on my phone. We'll hang out. Listen, and most of the time it does not work, because of course you're going to fail most of the time. But that is the number close that has gotten me the most success.
Well, and that actually makes sense. 'Cause I knew that dating was kind of like a sales
Dating
anyway.
is absolutely sales. Better believe it.
Right.
Yeah.
But I never made the connection of, because one of the things I did when I was selling mattresses and vacuums, actually.
Oh, wow.
As,
Damn, you're a gangster.
Yeah.
Because vacuums are notoriously difficult to sell, man. I had a good friend who was a vacuum salesman.
Dude,
he was always bitching and moaning. Ay, ay, ay.
The commission on them frickin' are terrible. But anyway.
Ay, ay, ay. No wonder they mark. No wonder they're marked. No, dude, no wonder they mark them up 500%, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I used to love using the line, "Well, you want this vacuum because it really sucks." And people, yeah,
that's actually pretty good.
And then nobody gets it. They're like, "Why? What's wrong with it?" Oh, Jesus Christ!
Jesus went right over your head. Yeah, sometimes you gotta have to read the room, but see, that's the thing. I understood that, right? I understood that
right.
because we're and what you have to do is this is why you have to pay attention to who you're talking to. If you get the idea from that customer, like if you guys have a good rapport going, hey, listen, at the end of the day, the reason why you should get this vacuum cleaner is because it sucks. Ha 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 ha. But if you have a customer that's kind of a stick in the mud and they don't, they're not really, picking up what you're putting down, you probably have to use a different type of approach. Well, it's the same thing with girls. Different girls respond to different stimuli. Some girls like a man with a slapstick sense of humor. Some girls like guys who are bold and upfront and direct. It just really depends. But it's up to you to figure out. That's why you build rapport with women, so you can find out what makes her tick, find out what her passwords are.
Okay. Well, and another thing I did in sales is I assume the close.
Oh yeah, of course.
And
And this is why I tell you, you seem cool. Put your number in my phone. We'll hang out sometime. I'm not asking, hey, would you put your number in? No, I'm assuming the close. Hey, look, put your number in my phone. We'll hang out sometime. That's the assumptive close.
Okay. Because I never freaking compare. I never connected the two.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
All right, that's.
So I think,
oh shit!
Like I said, I just think one of the issues that you're having is that, and we internally have a scoreboard, right? If you're talking to a girl, you understand what your level of rapport and attraction is. Now, every once in a while, and dude, I've number closed girls where I'm thinking, okay, I know I'm gonna get rejected, but fuck it, I'm gonna take a swing. Hey, you seem cool. I gotta get going. Put your number in my phone. We'll hang out sometime. And I just knew she was gonna reject me. She took the phone, she put it in, and I was like, holy shit, I can't believe that worked. And then there are girls that, you're getting all the vibes, the signals, hey, put your number in my phone, put your number in my phone, we'll hang out sometime. Well, I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend. He's not invited. Ha ha ha, he, ha ha ha. No, I'm sorry. Like, I really do have a
love that
boyfriend,
line.
blah, 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 blah. And so the point is that if you pay attention and you understand your target and who you're talking to, you can almost. And a lot of guys like to say, well, you can tailor your pitch or tailor your approach. Well, that's the same with everybody. I talk to you differently than I talk to a guy like Phoenix Light Games. I talk to my wife Devin very differently than I talk to my mother or my sisters when I actually talk to them. And that's because I understand, the rapport or lack thereof that I have with those people. But you have to make sure that you have given yourself the right to do the number close. And let me go back to the internal scoreboard. When you're talking to a girl, internally, most of the time, whether she's feeling you or not. If you think she's feeling you, that's when you go for the number close. If you think she's not, you probably know, listen, go for the number close anyway, but it's probably going to fall flat. You have to pay attention to your target for sure.
Right, so let me ask you this then. In today's economy, with the amount of options women have.
Oh yeah.
And they millions of options. You've seen the stats and everything else.
100%, dude. Yeah.
Would it be better, I guess? Would it be more efficient to ask for her number or to have her put her number in my phone?
Yeah, put her number. No, yeah, I think what you wanted to ask is should I give her my number or should I take hers?
Yeah, that's it.
Always, dude, never, ever give a woman your phone number. You get her phone number. Giving a woman your phone number means absolutely zero. And Alan Roger Curry, may God rest his soul. He was all about giving out as many, girls, and it worked for him because he's Alan Roger Curry. But if you don't have the type, like it doesn't make any sense to give girls your phone number because that doesn't mean anything. You don't know if because the thing is like, you know, I mean, she might have taken your phone number just to shut you up. She might have taken your phone number and then just thrown it away. But when she gives you her phone number, now she's invested. You understand what I mean? And it takes a lot more balls. It takes a lot more balls to ask a girl for her phone number than it does for you to give yours hers. And women know this. They know the difference between a woman will absolutely respect an ugly guy who asks for her phone number than a hot guy who gives her his phone number. Now she's gonna fuck the hot guy because he's hot, but all things being equal, women respect men who ask for their phone number than men who just, go around giving out their phone numbers. That doesn't mean anything. You're spinning your wheels at that point.
Did you just call me ugly, sir?
Medium ugly. Have you heard this medium ugly thing? Like, what the fuck is medium ugly? What the hell is that?
I post videos on TikTok and I see that shit all the time. Medium ugly, light ugly, majorly. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Hell. Fucking bitches,
like
dude.
you and I both know 80% of men they find unattractive anyway. So
Exactly.
What the fuck is this medium ugly bullshit?
You know what? I think medium ugly, and this is not based on anything. I think, oh boy, Julio Rodriguez just got hit. I think medium ugly is the term that modern women are using to describe average men. I think that's what it is. Because if he's ugly, they would just call him ugly. But if he's medium ugly, I think that he's not really ugly, and he's just kind of average. That's just my educated guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, fucking whatever.
I said, it sounds to me like you're gonna have if you're talking to women, if you're cold approaching, et cetera, spend a little more time building rapport, because the more rapport you spend, the less anxiety you're going to have when you do go for the number close.
Okay. All right. I'll work on that. That's great advice.
All right. Any other questions, comments, concerns, et cetera?
Always, but well. So that's for another show. I'm sure you got other people lining up.
No, I have no one else. So if you have anything else, I mean, I've got the time.
All right. Actually, I've been debating to bring this one up. Okay. I know in the red pill space, we talk. Well, a lot of creators talk about, like Myron talks about, polygamy a lot.
Yeah.
For high value men, polygamy. Now, obviously, biologically, yes, I want more than one woman.
Of course.
Me personally, and I think I speak for a lot of men when I say this. Yes, absolutely, we want more than one woman. But if we're willing to give a woman our commitment, then we should give her the honor of being with her.
Okay.
Like, for example, you and Devin.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you find other women attractive, and if Devin wasn't a part of the picture, you'd be going for other women.
Yeah, of course.
But because Devin has earned that right in that position in your life, you've given her your 100% dedication.
100%. Yeah. Yep.
High value man or not, and then again,
I think honestly, I think it really depends on who you are, what your status is, and where you are in life. I'm 48 years old, right? I'm gonna be I'll be 50 in less than a year and a half. Like,
I'm
one
47.
woman is right. One woman is absolutely enough for me. One woman is enough for me. I don't need. Listen, 10, 15, 20 years ago, yeah, I had the energy and the sexual stamina to entertain multiple women. I just didn't have the money to do that. But if you are going to be. And patience, yes, and patience. But the reason why a guy like Myron can entertain polygamy is, number one, he's got the net worth to do it, and number two, he's at the age where he's like, okay, if I want multiple women, multiple wives, then that's what I'm going to have.
Right.
The thing is this: the higher your value is, the more options you have. Some high value men like to exercise all of their options. You know what I'm saying? Some guys like to, dedicate, their life to just one woman. It really depends upon, and I don't think it has anything to do with morals. I think it depends on where you are in your life and what your goals are. And for a guy go ahead.
Right, and I don't think it has anything to do with morals either. A lot of women like to try to gaslight and shame men because of their natural biology.
Yeah. Yep.
And you know, our in our lizard brains, as what is it, Rollo likes to say, our lizard
Mhm.
brains,
Mhm.
we want to spread our seed far and wide.
100%.
And
That's what we're biologically hardwired to do.
yeah, even in some of the original iterations of the Bible,
Yes.
it says, you know, men are to spread their seed far and wide.
That's right. That's exactly right. That's how we're made.
And even to the point where talking about self pleasure. I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, whatever. But even like masturbation, you know, even the Bible talks about it's better to have your seed be in the belly of a whore than have it hit the ground.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. 100%. No, I agree. I
Yeah.
think, listen, I think a polygamy or a polyamorous relationship, and obviously, if you're a man and you want multiple women, they already know that, listen, it's going to be me or it's going to be nobody, right? If you're going to be in this, like Myron, I think he wants 4 wives. None of his 4 wives are going to have other boyfriends. That's just not how it works. I used this example the other day. When a stud horse goes to propagate, when they take him to see the ladies, they're not taking the loads of multiple studs. No, it's one stud, injecting his semen and, breeding multiple mares. I think that's what, female horses are called. That's the way it works. That's the way it's worked throughout history. But however, one thing that humans have that sort of, many reasons why we're sort of the dominant species, because we have the ability to reason. And this is why women like to say cheating is bad. No, cheating for women is bad. Cheating for women is bad because think about this. If there was, here's what happened. Check this out. Let's say that there was a pride of lions, right? There's one alpha male and he's got like 8 lionesses. He's fucking him, blah, 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 blah. If one of those lionesses goes off and has sex with another lion and then comes back and has those cubs, what do you think that alpha male lion is going to do?
Eat the cubs.
He is going to absolutely kill those cubs because he knows the cubs do not belong to him. That is, again, that is the way of the jungle. I'm sorry. Whoa, hang on 1 second because I just, give me 2 seconds because I gotta go.
Sure.
Hang on a second. I'm up. Why did I just... Hold on. I just saw a transaction come across my... Okay, I'll get that. I'll get all that sorted. The point is, it's exactly like you said. The male species, as it were, we are designed to spread our seed. Okay, females of any species, they are designed to take the best. Take the best. This is why studs are put out to pasture, whatever the case may be.
Right. So let me ask you this then. Obviously, you and me aren't lions. We might try to act like we are, but we're not.
Sure.
We're humans.
Yes.
In the current landscape of society, what are your thoughts on mandatory paternity tests?
Oh yeah, 100%. I agree. We should.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Paternity tests at this point. I mean, and you actually answered you answered your own question. Paternity tests, just given the way things are, they've got to be mandatory. I don't think they ever will be mandatory because of where we live and what we do, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, there is no doubt. And interestingly enough, the country, other than the United States, that fights the hardest for to not make paternity tests mandatory is France. That shouldn't surprise anyone. Because France is the most sexually degenerate. Yeah, they're the most sexually degenerate country of all time. But no, I'm in 100% agreement with you, man. I think that I absolutely think that paternity testing paternity testing at birth should be 100% legal.
Yeah, I think Sweden is another one that's highly feminist as well.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. I mean, I think Myron's talked about it, and I think you may have discussed it. in the conversations of equality, or sorry,
Mhm.
not even equality, but more like egalitarianism.
Okay. Yep.
You look at countries like Sweden and France, who are the most egalitarian of all the countries in the world,
Yep.
and you look at the choices that are being made between men and women in those countries,
Yeah.
and they're far more, instead of it being closer, like feminists like to think it is, as far
Yeah.
as the choices as far as men and women make for employment or whatever it is,
Mhm.
those are far more separate. They're gone the other way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Women are more interested in people, men are more interested in things.
Sure.
And in those countries, they show that a lot more than you see it in the United States, even though they're screaming at the top of their lungs with their blue hair, like, well, we want equality. Men and women aren't equal. Men and women aren't the same.
No.
That doesn't mean that they're not respected under the court of law as humans.
No, I totally agree. And the thing is women don't want equal opportunities; they want equal outcomes. But the world the world doesn't work that way. And listen, you and I, we both know. And Myron asks this question all the time: name one right and/or privilege that men have that women do not. And they can't say anything. If the first thing they disingenuously point out is, well, let's talk about reproductive rights. Okay, you guys can get abortions. We can't. You guys literally control who gets born and who does not. Try again. That's generally how that works. So women have more opportunities now than they have ever had in human history, yet they're more miserable than they've ever been in human history.
Right.
I think we can all agree that feminism was one giant fail.
Well, what are your thoughts on a financial abortion? So,
What do you mean?
Okay, so women have the right now, which they're being, Roe v. Wade being pushed back, to get an abortion whenever, however they want, without the man's permission.
Yes.
Or keep the baby without the man's permission.
Mm-hmm.
So, financial abortion is this: if you're pregnant and I don't want to have a baby, and it is my baby, since you have the choice to keep it or kill it, I should have the choice to pay for it or not, whether I want it or not.
Yep. Yeah, that's the answer to the my body, my choice. Well, my wallet, my choice. But this is the world we live in. Like men, we have absolutely no reproductive rights. Absolutely none. Once the sperm leaves our body and enters into a woman's vagina, we are powerless. We're powerless.
Yeah, we got no say.
And, no, we have absolutely no say. And we can say, hey, don't get an abortion, or hey, get an abortion. The woman is going to do exactly what it is she wants to do.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Which, I'm as I get older, I get more. I get more for repealing the 19th.
Okay.
Because they have no skin in the game. So
no. And a lot of women too, Panda. They're single issue voters. They vote with their feelings. It's just it's insane. It really is, dude. Like, dude, look at cities like Minneapolis and New York. Look at blue cities, right? Blue cities are the reason why we should repeal the 19th. I totally agree. Women shouldn't vote.
I'm originally from Massachusetts.
Okay.
An extremely blue state.
Yep.
And I'll tell you, the state of that state from when I first grew up to now, it's disgusting, the differences that have been made.
Yeah.
Family court is EPAR and men. Oh, dude. Yeah, I got that from you, by the way.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude, the family court system. Oh, dude. I am very, very fortunate that I have never had the misfortune of having a terrible baby mama. But Jesus Christ, oh my God. Yeesh.
Yeah, I've met and talked to and been friends with men who are desolate, homeless, all because of the family court. And when a lot of times when that man and that woman first split up, things were kind of amicable.
Sure.
Maybe he gets another girlfriend and baby mama don't like that girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then she's getting jealous because, well, if I can't have him, nobody's going to have him.
Yep.
and then she's using kids as a weapon.
Yep.
Which is another disgusting thing. Using kids as a weapon is
absolutely disgusting, man.
Yeah. And a lot of guys, hell, half the homeless people that are in Massachusetts are homeless because of financial struggles like that. You know, she took the home, she took the car, she took.
My wages were garnished. I can't like the people. They can't live on a live. They can't survive on a living wage because of the court system.
Right.
I agree.
Right. One guy, one of my old friends from where I used to live, he made good money. He was making $30-something an hour.
Mm-hmm.
He lost his license. He lost his car because back child support.
Back child support.
He's in rears.
Yep.
He was living in a rooming house.
Mm-hmm.
And he couldn't pay rent, even though rent was like freaking $500 a month for him.
Jesus, man, I wish I had $500 a month rent. Jesus.
Right. But he couldn't pay rent, so he eventually got kicked out. Now he's actually moved down to the Midwest now, and I'm happy for him.
Good for him. Good for him.
Yeah. He's moving on. He actually signed the papers to get himself off the birth certificate because his baby mom was just
so he signed over his parental rights?
Right, exactly.
Okay, well, that's good.
Which is weird because that was in New Hampshire. Massachusetts, the blue states, even though you sign over your parental rights, you're still obligated to that child, whether you sign over your parental rights or not.
Yeah. And it's funny, like women love to shame men. Well, if you didn't want the child support, you shouldn't have busted a nut. No. Birth control is a woman's responsibility. It is 100% a woman's responsibility. If you know this dude is not, if you know that he is not wearing a condom and you are not on birth control, you are the one responsible for telling him, put on a condom. If you let a man have sex with you without a condom and you are not on birth control, that is your fault. That is absolutely the woman's fault. I don't give a fuck. I know some people say, well, no, it's not fucking 50-50, man. It ain't 50-50. Right. Because guess what? When the woman has the kid, it ain't 50-50 in court, then is it? He's not paying 50% of the child support, is he? No. Birth control is 100% the woman's responsibility. Straight up.
Right. And 9 times out of 10, single mothers or fatherless homes are not because of EPAR.
Yep.
Not 9 times out of 10, it's the woman frickin' sending an RPG into the relationship.
Yep.
And you're freaking nuking her own relationship, nuking the family, and all because I'm bored or I want to have a girls' night or freaking pick a number off the list.
All right, Panda, I got to run. It looks like I do have a couple of people in the pull-up studio. Final thoughts, man.
Great conversation, Donovan. Thank you for the advice. I appreciate it. I'll work on that.
Yeah, put that stuff into play. Try and put in a little bit more. Try to put in a little bit more time building rapport, and you won't have as much anxiety. There's always going to be anxiety that comes with number closing a girl, but the more equity, as it were, the more rapport you build up, the less anxious you're going to be. That's generally how it works.
I appreciate it, Mr. Donovan.
All right, take care. That is Panda Trucker, one of my guys. Yeah. I mean, his original. Okay, I guess whoever was in there has disappeared. If you're just joining us, his original question was, hey, look, man, like I don't have approach anxiety. I'm having number close anxiety, and I think the reason why anytime you have number close anxiety, those are your instincts telling you that you probably haven't built up enough rapport and probably haven't spent enough time with her or built the attraction level up enough to earn the right to go for the number close. So very good. Christopher P, I think, was in there before. Christopher P, pull back up, man. Pull back up. All right, well, let's go back to the filler. Here we go. option looks like. Inconsistent replies, last-minute plans, mixed signals, maybe energy, and attention when she's bored. Sound familiar, guys? That ain't romance. That's disrespect. High-caliber men don't beg, they don't chase clarity, and they damn sure don't negotiate effort. Instead, they observe and decide. If she wants you, she shows it. If she respects you, she's consistent. And if she values you, she protects your relationship. It's that simple. Because the very moment you tolerate being an option is the minute you train her to keep you as one. Because standards are taught by consequences. Let me repeat that. Standards are taught by discipline. Your 30s are not for settling, gentlemen. They're for selecting. Young men chase while high caliber men choose. You're in your prime, guys. Act like it. Match energy, protect your peace, walk away from disrespect, and never be an option. You can learn more about how not to be an option by subscribing and hitting the notification bell. It looks like these Gen Z boys have it figured out. The age of chasing is over, guys. Modern men are no longer confused, and they're no longer scared. They're simply not playing the game anymore. Modern men are done performing for disinterest. Today, when a woman tells him no, a man who respects himself says, okay, and he leaves her alone. No arguing, no convincing, no follow-ups, no orbiting, no friendship code. But here's the issue women didn't anticipate. Those men, they never come back. They don't linger, they don't check in, they don't wait for a mood change. They simply move on as though nothing happened. Because modern men have finally asked the obvious question about dating here in 2026. And that question is, why chase someone who is running away? Chasing assumes resistance. Resistance assumes lack of desire, and lack of desire is a dead end. Attraction that needs persuasion was never attraction to begin with. Over the past few years, men have realized something very critical. If she really wants you, she makes it easy. If she doesn't want you, no amount of effort will magically convert indifference into desire. So men have stopped chasing, not out of bitterness, but out of efficiency. Men have stopped proving. They've stopped auditioning. They've stopped trying to earn interest. These guys now operate on one simple rule: interest first, investment second. Anything else is just bad math as far as they're concerned. And this is why women are shocked, bitter, and pissed. Not because men disappeared, but because men learned to walk away quietly. No drama, no ego battles, no speeches. Just absence. And absence hurts more than any chase ever did. But like I said before, the age of chasing is over. It's either mutual interest or it's nothing. This isn't weakness, gentlemen. This is evolution. And if you want to continue to evolve in today's dating landscape, subscribe and hit the notification bell. This for years, but men who can regularly bag 8s, 9s, and 10s often choose 6s and 7s when looking for a relationship. Myself included. I was running through hot hoes in Vegas for years, but when it came time to settle down, I chose a 6. That woman is now my wife. Only men who are or have been successful with women will understand this, but most women never will. This isn't cope, this isn't insecurity, this is experience. Men with real options optimize for peace, not validation. You see, gentlemen, 8s, 9s, and 10s, they come with a lot of baggage. They get attention from men everywhere they go. Their egos are reinforced daily. They constantly test your boundaries. It just never ends. But the reason these girls are like this is because beauty gives power, and power changes behavior. A man who's dated enough knows that attraction is cheap, but he also knows stability is not. Neither is calm, and neither is cooperation. 6 and 7s, on the other hand, bring a lot less entitlement, a lot less chaos, and a lot less competition for dominance, while also providing more femininity, more gratitude, and more peace. Men of value do not chase beauty. They can get that anytime. Instead, what they chase is alignment. Looks do get her in the door. That gets his attention, but it is her character that determines longevity. Modern women assume that men always want the hottest option, but that's how women think. Men with abundance, they think differently. They choose what preserves their frame. Because I'm here to tell you, an average-looking woman who's cooperative beats a stunning woman who's combative any day. I speak from personal experience, having paid this price many times over. And that's why this truth sounds so offensive to those who don't qualify to see it. If you've never had options, you won't understand choosing restraint. Men with options don't marry fantasy. They marry functionality. Why? Because they know that while beauty fades, peace compounds. Only men who've had regular access understand why men walk away from attractive women consistently. This isn't theory, this is pattern recognition. And women will never understand this because they've never lived on that side of choice. Subscribe to the channel for daily dating wisdom like this. I'm going to tell you something about women that you probably already know, but you don't realize that you know it yet. Women don't fall in love with men. They fall in love with the men who can guide them. If that doesn't make sense to you, Think of it this way. Women fall in love with their college professors and not their classmates. Why? Because they're drawn to authority, not equality. They want guidance, not the partnership they're always squawking about on TikTok. Because the man who leads her mind automatically leads her emotions. This isn't romance, guys. This is nature. You see, gentlemen, a college professor has what most young men do not, which is authority, composure, age, direction, patience, and power. And women instinctively respond to that combination. Why? Because guidance feels like protection to the feminine, and protection feels like love. A man who teaches her becomes a man she can trust. A man she can trust becomes a man she respects. And a man she respects becomes a man she can fall for instantly. Respect escalates to admiration. Admiration escalates to attachment. And attachment escalates to what feels like love. All right, we got Jay Blaze, who has... wait a minute. Hold on a second. Oh, there we go. All right, we got Jay, if I can pull him up. All right, Blaze, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, man? Dude, I am enjoying the Age of Attraction.
Oh my God, it's awesome, isn't it?
It's so good. And I guess there was a new Netflix show called Blue Therapy.
Blue Therapy. Oh, you know what? I think somebody may have mentioned that. What is? You know what? I actually saw it on Netflix when I was scrolling through stuff. What is that?
So it's a British show. You have one female therapist, and you have like 7 or 8 couples that she's trying to help. Oh my! And I say that with quotation marks.
Oh my! Is that why it's called Blue Therapy, because it's blue pilled?
Yeah, I think it. Well, I think it could. I haven't watched it yet, but I think it could be a option.
Dude, I think I might want to check that out, man. Blue Therapy.
Because I guarantee she gives the worst advice. And
you know
I don't know how well you've been following this. The Straight. Is it cool if I talk about this?
The who?
The Straight.
What is that?
The Iran stuff.
Oh yeah. That's fine. I'm good with that.
Okay. So have you followed it at all?
A little bit. I know that the United. I think we've lost a few soldiers. I think the United States is. I think we've we've decimated their navy. Took out one of their thing that they called like the crown jewel, like it was some island or something like that. But other than that, I'm not in the dark, but I know enough not to sound stupid.
So right under Iran, you have a 20-mile strait that 20% of the worldwide oil goes through this.
Okay. Wow.
And,
Good Lord.
And so we've decimated their navy, but they have these. It costs them maybe $30,000 per drone. So all they need to do is fire a drone towards one of the tankers, and it just goes down.
Wow.
So they're the English go out with the insurance. They're not insuring the strait, and you cannot protect the boats that come through there. And a couple days ago, they came up with like a dozen mines, and they were mining it. And they have thousands of these mines. If they put those thousands of mines in there, nothing is getting through.
Jesus.
And we're talking about food, because a lot of the stuff that you need for artificial fertilizer or synthetic fertilizer goes through there.
Yep.
Everything and right now Iran says if you pay for the oil through the Chinese yen or whatever, then you can go through. But anything with the dollar, you cannot go through. So they are basically telling other countries to pick a side. And if the U.S. Escalates, then we look like the bad guy. So anything with Israel or the U.S. Can't go through.
Jesus, man. So what are your thoughts? I mean, because I'm pretty sure. I don't know if we're winning or losing. I don't think I'm not educated enough in war and politics. It appears that we're winning, but a lot of people think that we're not.
So the way I see it is, pretend you and I are playing chess, and say I'm America, and I have 2 back rows. So I have 2 queens, 4 bishops.
Right. No, 2 rows, 2 bishops, 2. Yeah, I got it.
And I would basically kick your ass, because I can anything with a centralized governance, I can take down.
Okay.
So if you have a head, but because they're playing differently, so pretend I'm playing chess and then you're
Yeah.
playing Stratego.
Yeah.
Have you ever played Stratego?
Oh, yes, I have. Two very. Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So we're playing chess, and Iran is playing Stratego.
Yeah, because
Okay, that makes sense.
they don't care. This is a holy war. We're Satan
Yes.
to them.
Yes.
And
yes,
so
yeah.
they have decentralized. So they all have their rules of engagement. And
Not only do they have rules, of engagement, they're ignoring the typical rules of engagement.
they just keep escalating. It's like playing a giant chicken with a suicidal bomber.
Wow. Yeah, right. You're going to lose
And-
every time because they got nothing to lose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so they Israel they have one fatal flaw, and that is the refinement of water, because Israel gets its water from the salt water and they
Okay.
refine it, and that gives them water. If they take that down, Israel's done. They have enough water for maybe 2 weeks.
Dude, wow. Okay. So the stakes are high, man. The stakes are high.
Yeah.
That's obvious.
And so Trump on Friday hit Iran's island, and so that
Okay.
that is 90% of Iran's fuel.
Yeah. So they're hurting.
So they can't export, and that's where they make their money, is in exporting.
Okay.
And-
So I guess it's your opinion. I guess that means we are winning then, right?
They're like, yeah, I guess we're winning, but if you look at the bombers, we have no air supremacy because none of our like F-22s are going in there. It's just like the really high
Because we don't
bombers.
need 'em.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of like a standstill, and we're getting hurt on the economics, but they're actually getting decimated. But unless we can open up the strait, but even if we open up the strait, they can Iran could keep firing at the refinements of oil with the Middle East, and
Yeah.
then the strait won't even matter.
Jesus, man. Yeah, there's a lot at stake at this point. I can't
Yeah,
imagine
it's a train
that
wreck.
we're. Yeah, it is. It is. It absolutely is. But I don't know. We'll see how it shakes out. What are your predictions?
So right now, Taiwan, 5 days ago, said they have enough oil for 2 weeks, and they
Okay.
give us the majority of our chips. So I think cell phones are going to go up because you need chips for the cell
Wow.
phones.
Yeah.
And
right.
oil, I've heard they want to push oil to $200.
God.
Iran does.
Oh my God.
And the futures market should hit tonight. I haven't really seen anything to shoot it too much, but I heard there will be blood in the water tomorrow when the
Okay.
markets open.
Okay.
And last Sunday, oil hit 18,000 for the yen, and then close to 120 for the dollars last Sunday. And then Trump Monday said, "Oh yeah, the war's almost over." So I don't think he can do that a week straight.
Wow.
So
Good Lord,
it'll be
man.
very interesting to see what happens tomorrow.
Boy, so shit has gotten real. Final thoughts, man.
Not much. Just enjoying, and we'll see what happens. And hopefully, they can end it quickly. But I don't know how they end it quickly. Like, it's a mess because I don't know how you talk to these
You can't reason
Iran
with them. Yeah, you can't
cells.
reason with them. Just like you said,
No.
to them, this is a holy war. Like this is
Exactly.
kamikaze suicide, bomber type stuff. Like they are going to try to win at all costs. They're going to break all rules of engagement, and that's just how it is. That's our opponent. That's who we're up against.
And I'm hearing that Russia is going to make a killing with the strait because they have their oil, and if they play it correctly, they could make up all the money they lost in the past 4 years with the Ukraine
Wow.
losses.
Good Lord, man. Jay Blaze, thanks for coming up, brother. I appreciate it.
All right, later, man.
All right, man. Wow. Dude, Jason is probably one of the he's low key one of the most knowledgeable people about the war and politics that I talked to. I think the most knowledgeable person that I know is definitely Myron. But Jay Blaze certainly knows his shit. That's for sure. That's for sure. All right, I'll let this video play out, and if I don't get anybody else, we'll bring this thing to a close. All right. And away we go. Love to her. It is the most predictable sequence in female psychology. But here's the part that most men refuse to accept. A woman is not turned on by potential. She's turned on by a man who has already walked the path and can show her the way. This is why the equation of age plus teacher plus authority equals turned on. And this combination hits a lot harder than it looks. It triggers something of a paternal archetype in her psychology. Not in a creepy way, but in a biological evolutionary one. Women don't want a man who wants to learn together. They want a man who already knows. Because a mentor doesn't ask questions. He gives answers. He doesn't seek direction. He provides it. And these things make him emotionally magnetic. So the quick math here is that a woman bonds with the man who elevates her, not the man who entertains her. Modern men want to impress women. Wise men want to teach them. Because a woman's attention grows fastest in the presence of a man she can learn from. And my wife is the perfect example of this. When I met her, I wasn't this 6'4" ripped Adonis with a 12-inch ding-a-ling who drove a Lambo. She recognized very quickly that I could teach her how to handle money, how to navigate complicated situations with her former work colleagues, how to deal with extended family issues, and most of all, how to be a lady. And this is exactly why women remember the mentor long after she forgets the boyfriend. Women don't fall in love with age, gentlemen. They fall in love with leadership. They don't fall in love with maturity. They fall in love with mastery. And they don't just fall in love with confidence. They also fall in love with competence. All of these things are what makes a man unforgettable. You need to get your hands on one of my most potent ebooks, How to Train Your Woman. So if you want to go from being the kind of man that women leave and become the kind of man that women learn from, you need to get your hands on one of my most potent books, How to Train Your Woman. Yes, you heard that correctly. This book is called How to Train Your Woman, and you can get it at datingwisdom.net. Ended up blindsiding me again. But what that experience taught me was that when she comes back, it's almost never because she suddenly cares. It's never because she all of a sudden realized she loved you. It's because her options dried up. She didn't miss you. She missed the attention. She missed the safety. She missed the stability. Your connection with her was not about romance. You were a resource to her. How do I know? Simple. When she had choices, you were invisible. And when choices disappear, you become special. That isn't love, guys. That's convenience. Here are the real reasons she came back. The new guy failed, the roster went quiet, and the validation stopped. Women lie, gentlemen. Patterns do not. And as men, we get tricked by nostalgia, don't we? Old pictures, her reminiscing about the good old days, her telling you that she's changed, but she didn't change, player. The market did. And that's... All right, we got somebody in the pull-up studio. Jabari, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Hey, Don. How's it going?
I'm doing good. How about yourself, man? Where are you calling me from today?
Been better. I'm calling you from Northern Colorado.
Northern Colorado. Okay, what's on your mind, Jabari?
So, I don't know if you remember me at all, but I kind of gave you like a scenario I was in a couple months ago. I come on and kind of refresh my memory. So I was seeing this girl, and she's like half Mexican, half white out here. Okay. And I kind of knew. I'm red pill aware, so I knew the situation that it was, but basically caught her in a lie and all that. And
okay. And what lie did you catch her in?
So one day, and again, we were never together. It was like, I guess I was letting it get more serious than I should have. Okay. So the lie was, she was like texting me one day, and she was like, "I'm going to bed." And so my instinct was like, she's not actually going to bed. Yeah. I pulled up to her place, and then she had another guy over.
Ooh! Wow! Okay, I do not remember that situation, so I'm glad you refreshed my memory. Okay, so is there an update or what's happened since?
No, so there's another girl. The girl that the original girl I told you about, she moved away. Remember? Okay. And then I flew her out here.
Oh, that's right. Okay, all right, I'm with you. Okay, gotcha. Okay, I'm with you.
And I guess I'll see that girl here soon around Easter. So
probably
funny kind of update, but I haven't seen her in months, so there's no like.
Yeah, there's no residual. So tell me about your new girl, man.
So around the holidays, and I've got a few girls, but for whatever reason, this has become like, she's like elevated herself to the top of the list of like 4 different girls that I'm dealing with currently.
Okay. And why is that, if you don't mind me asking? Why is she elevated?
She's pleasant, she's feminine, and she does whatever I say. So
okay.
Kind of made it easy. And she has like pretty frequent availability. And so, you know,
okay, good.
Whenever I'm available, she's down to, you know, make the drive and come through. She lives about half an hour away. So
okay, good. So she's putting in effort. Okay, all right.
So how I met her is, I guess this will kind of be a tell-off for that, but so I met her on a dating app, which is Hinge, and she pretty much hit me up. It was like, I get those kind of a lot, and I just kind of filter through there.
Okay.
And I guess I should preface it with we matched on Tinder and Hinge, and so she hit me up on both. She's like, "Hey, send me your number." I did, and like she's blowing me up, and this is last year, maybe end of November, top of December, and so we meet on the dating apps and stuff. We end up matching on two different apps, and she's texting me. I give her my number, whatever she asked for, and I'm like, cool, whatever.
Okay.
So we're texting, and then she's like, you know, I guess she sees my Instagram and all my socials. So she's like, you know, she's like kind of like drooling over me or whatever. I mean, just to give you some background, I am
a little backstory. Okay.
6'2", full of tats, and in pretty good shape. So I have all that plastered over socials and stuff.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, I was gonna say you're good to go.
Yeah, and so meet her over the apps. We hang out. First date, she comes over. So she was like, "Hey, let's hang out or whatever." I plan it, and then I'm like, "Hey, just come straight to the crib."
Okay.
So she's like, "Cool." You know, chicks are usually like skeptical about it. So the day of comes up, and she's like, "Hey, how about we just meet at some bar or something or whatever?" And she's like, jokingly, she's like, "I don't know, you could be a killer or whatever." I was like, "No, strictly come to my crib. I don't got time for all that. We made plans already. Come to the crib. I'm not a killer.
Don't back out now, right?"
Yeah, you'll just have to figure it out.
Yeah.
So she ends up coming over. She's like very, very forward and stuff. So, you know, we're just watching a movie in my living room or whatever, and so I'm grabbing on her ass, I guess, doing all that. But I don't really initiate. I rather them initiate, so there's no like.
Sure.
You know,
yeah. That's the new world we live in, right?
And they usually do, so it works out for me.
Sure.
But so this chick was just like, "Can I kiss you?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, you can." And then, you know, one thing led to another. Go down to my room and kind of clap the cheeks or whatever.
Okay.
And it was good, but come to find out, she had just gotten out of a relationship, and she was still living with that guy.
Oh,
so that was
wow.
that was kind of a problem with me. Talked to her about it. She's like, "Yeah, I'm on the lease, so that's the issue. We're breaking up. It's already kind of over. And I just have to be here one more month," which she did, and then she moved back into her parents' house. She just turned 24, so
okay, so she's young. All right,
still kind of young, yeah. And so, so the ex thing kind of threw me off a little bit because you know how guys can be and like territorial. Apparently, she had dated this guy since she was like 19 or something.
Oh, so wow, that's a 5-year relationship, man.
Right, and so you know, I guess he cheated on her or something, or. I believe bitches, so it's just like, okay, what did you do?
Listen, that's what she says. If he cheated on, and this is how you know women are lying. If he really did cheat on her, then she would not have been with you. She'd have been with him.
Fair enough.
That's just the way it is. Girls say all the time, "Well, the reason I left is because he cheated on me." No, when women leave when you stop cheating, like it's sad but true. Women leave when you stop cheating. That's the reality here in 2026. So when a woman says, "I left my boyfriend because he cheated," it means one of two things: either he was low value, which means she was looking for him to cheat anyway, or she's lying. That's just all there is to it, man.
Yeah, I guess the other thing is they were like, I don't want to say like coke addicts, but like she had him on such a bad path, I guess. Or he had her. I don't want to blame him. I don't know the guy. I never met him, but yeah, they were like doing a bunch of coke. Because she told me all this. She was like, "Yeah, it was really bad." And you know how girls talk, but to find out she was like doing a bunch of blow and stuff like that. And
sure.
And so she hooked up with me, and then I guess she liked it, so she'd be blowing me up. This has been like ongoing since, like I said, top of December.
Yeah.
I even, I guess she was just sucking my dick so good. I invited her to my Christmas party that I had.
Oh, whoa, holy shit,
Yeah.
damn,
Well,
yo, that bitch.
Okay,
Look, if you invite her to the
back.
Christmas party, that might have been Superhead, fam. God damn.
Right, but no, she. I guess I didn't really invite her. She kind of included herself, and then I was just like, yeah, I was just cool with it already.
Okay,
and
all
so
right, cool. Yeah,
I guess
tag along.
the first fuck up is for her, and I guess for me because I kept fucking with her after this. But she came to the Christmas party. It was all good. And then the next day, I invite a friend over too. He's another black guy, military, Marine.
Sure.
And so she's, we're all getting kind of lit. There's a couple people here, and like, she texted me the next day, like, I kind of like your friend. And I was like, oh no, ma'am. And so, I was kind of like, what the fuck? But like I said, I already have like 3-4 other girls.
Yeah, and this is how bitches are, man. This is how bitches are. And
I'm happy. Yeah. I'm happy he told me that, and it wasn't just like some behind my back kind of snaky.
Yeah,
shit,
man. Yeah.
So I checked it, and she knocked it off. I was like, I don't facilitate sex between men and women. Like, this is not what that is. So knock it off, or you got to go. Yeah. She's like, yes, sir. She understood. She's like, I'm really, really sorry. And mind you, she's getting out of this relationship. She's trying to have fun and do all this.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, hands off or whatever, just fucking her. It's all good. So I guess the next day after that, I had another chick come over. Mm-hmm. And that chick left hickeys all over me. And then she came over the same night. And so she saw the hickeys, and she was kind of like, she flipped out. She was like, well, what's up with that? Like, you could have told me. I told you I liked your friend. I don't think they smashed anything, but
that's a little different, man. Like, her telling you that she likes your friend is a little different than you fucking a bitch she doesn't know. Like, come on.
Right, and I used it to my advantage. I was like, well, I thought you liked my friend, like I thought you were gone, so I invited someone else.
Right, I invited somebody else. Yeah, you told me you like my friend, so I figured I'd move on. Good job.
right. So, I'm not really mad about it, but I guess here I am now. Like, I let the situation should progress more than I wanted to.
Okay.
Because the whole time I've been telling her, like, she was kind of like angling for a relationship, and I would tell her, hey, you just got out of one of those, and for one, that's kind of my alibi for that, and you just got out of one of those, and you haven't healed, and you don't really know what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, I guess we just started fucking like 4 times a week for the past 7 weeks. And so yesterday we had a picnic. Everything was fine, We call each other friends, I guess,
Sure,
right. But she spends the night here.
Yeah, of course.
She's always kissing all over me and wants to cuddle and all that. I'm just like,
Yeah, she likes you. Yeah. She definitely wants you to be her man.
So I'm just like, but it's also affecting me too, though. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I'm losing time with other women because of this. But at the same time, I really don't mind it because it satisfies my need for companionship, sex.
Absolutely.
She doesn't argue. She's very pleasant. It's like very comparable situation for me, so it's very convenient as well. So time-wise, but she doesn't really stay over that often unless I'm like, okay, it's cool. So she'll come over, smash, bring food, and then leave, kind of thing.
Okay.
And so I got real accustomed to that. And so yesterday we had a picnic, and I kind of bring it up like, hey, like, I'm just trying to like check in and get some clarification. Like, we're friends, and like, I don't know how I feel about this pretending thing. Like, I don't know. I can tell for her it's getting more serious. And also,
of course.
I'm not going to lie about myself too. It's also like,
yeah, of course. I mean, look. I mean, the longer you have sex with a woman, the more you're going to feel for her. And now you guys are having sex 4 times a week. She spends the night every once in a while. She's very affectionate. That has an effect on everybody, no matter how red-pilled you are.
Right, but at the same time, I kept reminding her, like, hey, strictly friends, like, keep it kosher. You know what I mean? And so I told her, hey, like, you keep angling for this relationship, but my issue is you haven't healed, for 1. 2, I'm not going to be in a relationship. I'm just going to keep that to myself, though.
Yep.
And then the other thing is, if I were to do that hypothetically, then I don't want to, I tell her this exactly. I'm like, hey, I don't want to be picking up the pieces in the end,
Yeah,
I'm not trying to keep doing this for, weeks and months on end. And then like, you go fuck it up or you go do something, and I guess I was saying that to get some like validation from her in a way where it's like,
Okay.
oh no, I'm not gonna do that to you, kind of thing. Like, even though I don't believe it, I don't believe it either way. Either
sure,
but
subconsciously you wanted to hear her say it. You wanted to hear it come out of her mouth. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, kind of thing. And so,
yeah.
I guess she's now. She actually just left. She just blew me and left. So
okay, nice.
I decided to jump on here and like kind of vent about it. But like, so now we're in this kind of awkward, weird place. She's like, yeah, because I suggested to her we see each other once a week. I was like, hey, just so we can like still fuck with each other and also, you know, I guess kind of let the feelings die off slowly. Kind of.
Sure. Yeah.
And so I was like, hey, once a week, I'll see you. No spending the night. All the baby talk, you know, all the hey, baby, and like.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not going to lie. We've had a couple drinks. She's told me she's loved me. I told her the same thing.
Sure.
Obviously, during like an intercourse, that will happen.
Yeah, of course. Listen, man, I fall in love with every woman I've ever had sex with. That's just the way it works.
Now that makes me feel better. I'm not the only one.
Oh, dude, man, you kidding me? Dude, I've told so many fucking bitches in a cocaine, whiskey induced, you know. Oh, I love you, baby. Of course you do. Of course.
Right.
I've done that.
But yeah, at the picnic, I just kind of got serious. I was like, hey, look, check it out. I don't want to be picking up the pieces in the end. Like, I like what we got going, no doubt, right? Like, nothing. You've complied with all my demands and kind of thing, and you understand the dictatorship, whether we're together or not, kind of thing. And I appreciate that. But, you know, I'm just because we're friends, I tell her I don't want her fucking around either. Like, I don't want to catch the thing. That's just kind of my rule. And if she needs to do that, then I need to. You can have me here, or you can go do that kind of thing.
There you go.
You know?
There you go.
Well, she understands that, and so I guess I told her that yesterday, and then she was like crying and like, I don't want to do that. Are you sure? Can you not cut me off? Like, all this shit. And then, you know, I guess today was a little different. She's like, I hear you. You're right. And it just seems like a quick switch, you know, like
yeah. The reason why she's.
I told you that, but goddamn, one day, like, you know.
Yeah, but the thing is she's not over it, right? The reason why she's telling you, hey, you know what, I understand, it's cool, is because she doesn't want to scare you off, right? She thinks that in her mind, she probably thinks you're very close to cutting her off completely, because she's used to coming over, you know, 3-4 times a week. You've cut it all the way back to 1 time a week, and she's not going to spend the night. And so in her mind, if she freaks out about, you know, you sort of reestablishing that, hey, we're just going to keep it casual, in her mind, she's like, okay, I have to give him the impression that I'm cool with this arrangement, you know, so that I can at least keep the 1 day a week that I have with him.
Yeah, I mean, she even said it. She was like, hey, I agree with you. I haven't healed. I'm sorry I let this go on so long.
Yeah, she's gonna agree with everything you said. Yep. Whether listen, and the thing is what she. Go ahead.
I would check in. I'd be like, "Are you good?" Like, you know, if I ever felt like anything was weird, she'd be like, "No, I'm good." And then she's finally like admitting all this stuff. Like, I haven't healed yet. I'm sorry I let it go on this long, and like, I don't want you to cut me off. Please, like begging me not to cut her off.
Yeah.
And I already suggested the 1 week thing. So that was my end. I was like, hey, like, it doesn't have to be that way.
Sure.
But I don't know, man. It seems like I guess I didn't expect her to be cool with it the next day, you know. And
she's
so
not.
Now I'm like trying to read it, you know, like, what is this now? Like,
yeah, she's
yesterday
not.
You were crying. Today you're like,
yeah.
Well,
listen,
I need to do better for myself. You're right.
She's not cool with this.
I don't want you to like. I just want to, you know. I don't want to stop seeing you, basically.
Right.
And then I said, hey, I checked it. I was like, hey, well, you know, I know we're not going to be seeing each other often, but like, I still don't want you fucking other dudes. That's straight up. Like,
there you go.
I'd rather lose you than be backdooring some dude or whatever.
Yep. Straight up.
And so, yeah, she's like, I'm all yours, kind of thing. But I never believe a bitch, so it's just kind of like, you know. The feelings for her ex are still there.
So let me ask you this. She appears to be, number one, she's not cool with this, okay? The reason she's giving you the impression that she is cool with this is because she doesn't want to lose you completely, right? Like I said, you already cut it back from, you know, 3 to 4 times a week to once a week she can't spend the night. In her mind, if she freaks out and tries to hold on too tight and begs too much, she's going to be like, you know what, see you later. So she's told you, yes, I need to grow, I need to heal, I'm sorry I let it go on that long. Whether or not she's telling you the truth about that, that's immaterial. She wants you to think that she's cool with what you're saying and doing, so you don't push her away. But let me ask you this: because I mean, obviously she's young, she's 24, she's clearly attractive, great blowjob skills, she does exactly what you tell her to do. She comes over, she cooks, she cleans, she doesn't make a bunch of trouble and drama. The only hiccup you had is when she told you, "Hey, I like your friend," and my guess is that was probably a shit test that you had passed. I mean, what is it? And I'm not suggesting that you do, but what about this woman causes you to not take her seriously?
I guess from the beginning, it was the friend thing, and luckily during that time, my feelings weren't involved. This was around the holidays.
Yeah,
so I had
of course.
chicks in and out. Like, you know how chicks get in December.
Oh,
like,
yes. Oh, yes.
It's out here pretty lonely, man. And
Yeah,
there's a
man.
bunch of like
Hell yeah.
square dudes out here, so they don't have a big pool to pick from, kind of thing.
Yep.
And I guess I'm more of a masculine kind of guy.
Sure.
And I'm also red pill, so that helps, I guess. But
Of course, yeah, it definitely does.
But it was that, and like, you know, our initial conversations with her just kind of like, you know, I guess she was attracted to me, so it'd be like a lot of sexual stuff. Like, I can't wait to suck your dick. And it was just kind of me just meeting her. I guess I mean, of course I want that, but at the same time, it was like we just kind of met. So
yeah,
the fact that you're coming off so strong and I'm just being me, like I didn't ask for anything, you know?
Sure.
Because my ideal situation would be I don't really like to smash on the first night. I like to let it marinate. I might not even like the person, so it's just
of course, dude. And listen, you probably know this as well as anybody. It is that, dude. I have fucked so many girls that I just don't like. Like, dude, like girls think that just because I'm fucking you does not mean I actually like you. It is possible, dude. If you have sex with enough women, eventually you're gonna have sex with a few women. You're just gonna come across a few women that you're gonna fuck that you're just not gonna like outside of sex. It happens.
All right, I'm right there with you on that. But it was I guess I'll share this. She was in our initial conversation. She was mentioning something about having a threesome, like with me and another guy, kind of thing.
Oh no!
Yeah, I was like, I mean, I guess it was her trying to be a fucking hoe or something to get back at her ex guy. But I told her not. You know, I guess
she chose the wrong sex, man. She chose the wrong sex. If she had said, "Let's do a threesome with me and another girl," she'd have been all right. But she said, "Her and another guy."
Well, she's down for that too. So it's just a promiscuous attitude.
Of course,
she's
100%.
Told me some like personal stuff about how promiscuous she was when she was younger, about getting raped. I don't know if that's true, but like,
doesn't matter. Listen. Let me stop you right there. If a girl tells you that she has been raped, that means she's radioactive, whether it's true or not. If it's true, well, if she really has been raped, like, dude, girls don't get over that. Like, that's just not something you can ever live down. If she's lying, right, then that means that you're one text away from being a victim of a false rape accusation. So when a girl tells you that she has been raped, whether it's true or not, you have to react the same way.
Well, lucky for me, Donovan, I put different barriers of entry for that to happen. Like, I record us on a ring light.
Good. Very good. Very good.
Videos of that. I have records of a lot of stuff, our conversations.
Excellent. Okay.
Pretty much all initiated by her. But yeah, I mean, I'm covering my ass in that regard.
Good.
So
Good.
I don't think she do that. She likes me a lot. I mean, I'm not putting her past her, like you said, but you know, just a bunch of like trauma. I think she looks great now, but she told me she weighed a lot when she was younger, and I'm thinking,
there
like,
you go. Okay. See, this is what I'm talking about, Jabari, and I hope a lot of you guys are watching and listening. Because a lot of guys would think, and this is why I asked you, hey, listen, she seems to be the genuine article. She's attractive. She sucks your dick. She comes over and she cooks and cleans. She seems to be laid back. She's not fucking anybody else. But your red pill awareness automatically disqualified her based on the things you have learned from communities like this. She's a former fat girl, which means that when she lost all the weight, Listen, when she lost all the weight, she probably threw herself on any dude with a Y chromosome and a fucking smile. She talked about the fact that she's been promiscuous. She told you that she had been raped. All of these things are in the back of your mind, right? And this is why I tell guys, pay attention in the beginning, because the most honest a woman will ever be with you in a sexual relationship is in the beginning. The longer you're fucking a woman, the less honest with you she's going to be. That's why I have to pay attention in the beginning.
I agree with that 100%,
Yeah.
which is why I deal with her. I deal with women in a certain way where they're comfortable giving me that kind of intel.
Yeah, of course,
I
of course.
feel good, very like.
Yeah, you're not judgmental. You're like, oh my god, you did what? No, you're like, okay, yeah, whatever, that's cool, and that lets their guard down too.
Yeah, Fresh is, you know how Fresh is like, oh my God, they wouldn't do that to you. So I'm kind of like that, like shocked or like, no way.
Yeah, like, oh my God, who is he? What was his name?
Why would they do that? You know, like,
right.
They eat up and, but yeah, man, it's just been a bunch of stuff like that, and now she's on some like, you're right, I need to go heal myself, and like, you know, I'm sorry I couldn't sooner, and like, you know. And I was like, hey, better now than we're like, you know, you're trying to get more and more serious. And
there you go.
Well, here's something she said today. I was like, does that make any sense to you? She was like, I can't wait to spend the summer with you. But at the same time, she's like, I need to distance myself. So I was like, make any sense? You can't wait to spend the summer, but you're also distancing yourself, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. At that point, she's throwing...
I guess I kind of let my...
Yeah, at that point, she's trying to throw you curveballs. I can't wait to see. When she told you, I can't wait to spend the summer with you, she was telling the truth. She wants to spend time with you. But the other thing, that was the test. And here's the thing. Maybe she really did like your friend. Maybe she didn't. But I think that when she told you, hey, I like your friend, I think that was the shit test. I think that was to find out how weak you were. And you handled it the right way. You handled it the right way. You didn't get insecure. You didn't get jealous. You're like, hey, look, you're going to do whatever you want to do, but I'm not here to facilitate male-female hookups. You guys do that on your own time. But as long as you're fucking with me, you're not going to be fucking with anybody if you want to keep fucking with me. And she respected that.
Well, I guess the other thing, too, is I had the girl over right away. And then she kind of caught me in that, like... You know, she saw keys, and I didn't tell her about it. I wasn't gonna.
Of course not. You don't have to.
You know, I'm not here to do that. And then I showed her. You know, I was like, hey, you know, and got her chick, in my opinion. You know, it's a kind of girl. And so I kind of showed her because I got stems with these chicks just for my own archives and stuff.
Yeah, of course. So
one day we're in the bed having a few drinks, and so. About it, she kept bringing it up at first, like, well, you slept with someone like right at your house around Christmas. I'm like, well, you hit on my friend. I think was gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I don't know how we got there, but I ended up the chick. She was like, damn, you gonna a gym girl again or whatever? And I was like, no,
I might.
She lives in Denver. That's far away. Plus that girl pissed at me anyway, so we don't talk. So, I was just wondering where.
You were breaking up there. You said you were wondering what?
So my whole point of sharing the story, I've kind of let emotions get involved myself.
Okay.
And so, I mean, it kind of made me, I don't want to say sad. I'm not sad. I was just kind of like, damn, like.
Yeah, no.
I was hoping she had some pushback to the once a week kind of thing. So
yeah,
you know, it was my idea, obviously.
Well, I'm leading
the conversation there, but
listen. She does not like the once a week thing, but the reason she's not pushing back is because she doesn't want to push you away. If you were, dude, she was already over there today. If I guarantee you, if you were to call her up and tell her to come over to spend the night, she would do it. And if you called her up tomorrow and told her to spend the night, she would absolutely do it. If you told her to stay another night, she would absolutely do it. At this point, she's agreeing with everything you say because she does not want to lose whatever it is that you guys have. That's all. And dude, honestly, you've got her right where you want her, to be honest with you. And you made the right call. You understand that your emotions are starting to get involved, and so you're understanding that you have to start distancing yourself from her keep things, strictly casual. Because the more time the two of you spend together, she's already in it. Like, she has already caught feelings for you, and you appear to be dangerously close. And when people are dangerously close to catching feelings, this is the difference between men and boys. The average man would just let the good time roll, let the good times roll. He would just let nature take its course. But you understanding what you know about her, what you've observed, and what you've seen, and what you've heard about her, based on what she's told you, you're like, wait a minute, I'm starting to like this girl, and so this is exactly why I need to distance myself, which is why you cut it back to once a week. You handled that brilliantly. I mean, I can't advise. Like, if you were to ask me, hey, Donovan, what should I do to distance myself with this girl? I would have advised you to do exactly what you've already done.
Right on. I guess it's just me being human.
Of course.
Think about a blowjob every now and again during the day. I'm like,
bro, dude, I'm telling you, man.
Like I said, she climbed the ranks in the roster, man. So now these other chicks are I'm kind of like careless with them. I'm like, yeah, sorry, I can't. You're gonna hate me. I do a them on them, bro. So
yes, you're gonna hate me, but I have to.
Yeah. Sorry, I fell asleep at 8 or whatever.
Yeah, right. Or I'm going to bed.
Sorry, I played. I went hiking or something, and
my phone died.
Yeah, so I guess interestingly enough, I went on like a completely free date yesterday.
Okay.
It was just at Lake Loveland, so I just walked around a lake with the chick, and we just talked, and that was it. That was the full scope of the date, and she's cool, man. I'm just not as attracted to her as like her pictures weren't really. Her in person weren't like. I was like, her pictures is hot. I'm like, damn. And then I got there.
She's a filter bitch. Yeah, she's a filter bitch.
Yeah, so I was like, damn. But she's real cool, so I guess I'll keep her around for a little bit.
Yeah, keep her around. Maintain that abundance mentality. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Jabari, it sounds like you've got. It sounds like you really do have a handle on the situation. And again, what you have done, you've done something that most men cannot bring themselves to have the strength to do, and that is to walk away from something that you really, really like because you know there is no chance for a long-term relationship in the future. Not a lot, and listen, even in the beginning, I was making that mistake. I was falling for bitches I knew I had no business falling for, but I was weak, right? I was weak. Maybe my roster was a little bit dried out, whatever the case may be. But the older you become in life, the more experience you have, the more you understand that, hey, listen, if I start catching feelings for a girl that I know I have no business catching feelings for, that's when I need to start to separate myself. And you've done that. You've done that today. So good for you, man. Sounds like you've got the situation under control.
What are your thoughts on because I do have a huge issue if she decides to step away from our situation.
Yeah.
And then her excuse would be like, well, we agreed on distance and all that. So, I mean, I don't know that she'd tell me. I think she would, but again, I'm not going to trust that. She
probably didn't tell her boyfriend. Yeah, Jabari, see, this is the other side of game. And I actually mentioned this, I think the other day sometime. Anytime you are in a sexual relationship with a woman for any amount of time, now I'm not talking about a one-night stand or you hook up with a girl 2 or 3 times. No, you guys have hooked up with each other since December. It's going on, 2, 3, maybe even 4 months. But anytime you have a sexual relationship with a woman, regardless of how serious it was, when you decide to part ways for whatever reason, there is going to be a level of emotional pain. This is just how it is. And the reason for that is because you are human, right? You're human. Listen, you enjoy her company. You guys have great sex. She really, really likes you. And, there's something about walking away from a girl you shouldn't like who really likes you. That is not easy to do. But understand, Jabari, that you're the hard part isn't over. You've done the first hard part. You've managed to separate yourself. Hey, it's going to be once a week. The really hard part now at this point is going to be making the decision to actually walk away for good. And that's going to be based on what she does at this point. So if she calls you and tells you, hey, Jabari, and here's the thing. I would say that if things keep going the way they're going, so you just put down this edict, I would say within the next 1 to 2 weeks, she is going to tell you that she is interested in somebody else or that she wants to start seeing other people. And if she tells you, here's the thing, stay with me. If she tells you she wants to start seeing other people, she is lying to you. that is a shit test. Because if she wants to start seeing other people, she ain't gonna tell you. She really likes you, right? And so what she might try to do, she might try like a power play. You know what? Let me just tell him that there's somebody else on my radar and see what he does, okay? And so if she calls you up tomorrow, hey, I met this guy and I think I really like him, blah, 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 blah. You gotta remain steadfast. Hey, congratulations, I'm glad it worked out. Whether it's true or not, Jabari, she is going to try it. She's gonna try it. She is going to tell you that she wants to see somebody or that she is seeing somebody, and it's not true. Girls will, because she really likes you, and girls do. And think about this, and I'm sure you've experienced this. Girls have done far more diabolical things to keep a man from leaving. Telling you that they have a crush on somebody else, that's light work right there. So you need to be ready. At some point soon, she is going to tell you, I have feelings for somebody else. And if you fold, if you crack, if you bend and say, no, don't do this or don't do that, then she's got you.
Right. Well, speaking of diabolical things, that last chick I told you about, she bit me on the hand so I wouldn't leave. So that was pretty diabolical. Yeah, I got two more quick questions for you in regards to this situation. So throughout our situationship, I've tried to add value to her life just because she's been good to me.
Sure.
I didn't see a problem with that. So she'll ask me for advice on certain stuff, one of them being fitness. So she joined the gym that I go to. And she lives closer to me than I do, so no big deal. But so she's been wanting me to like train her, and like I'm not doing a full training scope with her just because I need money for that, because I feel like people don't take it serious.
No, but you're right. People don't take it seriously unless they pay. Listen, people don't pay attention unless they pay.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So, she was kind of wanting to still do that part. Should I withdraw that?
Yes.
Because I guess the day I actually bumped into her at the gym, like unannounced. We had talked this morning. It didn't really go good. She's on the phone crying with me and stuff. Yeah. I'm just like, hey, like, it is what it is kind of thing. Like, sure. I guess I'm very indifferent towards her, like lately, I guess, because of this situation or whatever. Yeah. And she just cries about it. I'm like, hey, like, I guess she's waiting for me to, like, bend the knee, like you said, because, like, I've seen so many women's tears. I'm numb to it. Like, it's usually they're crying or there's something false behind the tears.
Absolutely. So there's always an ulterior motive, man.
I don't say, I hope you feel better. I don't say anything like that,
Just let them cry. Let them cry.
Yeah, and then she starts sniffling and stops crying. So I'm like, well, there you go. Just let you go. I'll let you cry it out. Feel better? Okay, good.
Are we done now? But, are you done?
Pretty much kind of thing. And so the training thing was one thing that I was concerned about.
Yeah, don't do that. The reason why she wants you to train her is because she wants to, that is a way to keep that connective tissue, right? So even if let's just say that you guys decide to go your separate ways, or you decide, hey, listen, sweetie, it's not going to work out. In her mind, okay, well, at least he has to train me, right? So I can still see him. And listen, maybe she is interested in your fitness advice. Maybe she really is interested in you training her. But there is an ulterior motive with that. Okay, yeah, she wants to get into better shape, but she also wants to stay close to you. She wants to always have a reason to see you, whether it's legit or not. And that's the main reason why she wants you to train her.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, her sister also asked. Funny enough, for her birthday last weekend, I got a hotel for us, like a nice skyrise hotel.
Oh, nice, nice.
I have hotel points, so I didn't spend any money.
Oh, very good. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, use the points, because if you don't use them, you lose them, right?
Yeah, I get to fuck you there anyway, so whatever.
It's all good, right?
But her sister also asked for training. They're both like redheads, and they're both kind of similar body type and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And, like, hey, I'll pay you to train us. And I was like, check it out. You can't afford me, guys. So I can give you some tips and some advice.
There you go.
Free. Because I fuck with you guys. And then you guys just keep up with it on your own.
And listen, we have all heard the phrase, never mix business with pleasure, okay? Guess what? It happens the other way, too. Never mix pleasure with business, right? Don't go into like you don't start fucking people that you're in business with, and you don't go into business with people you're fucking. It's a two-way street in that regard. You don't want to mix pleasure with business for sure.
Gotcha. Last thing. So I do have the other girl that I was kind of venting about that moved and stuff.
Yeah.
Super hot one. That
Yeah.
is neurotic and insufferable, but
of course
she fucks me really good, man. So it's just like, you know, luckily we haven't seen each other in months. So
good. Thank God.
I'm kind of excited about it, but I don't know. Like, for one, should I see her? And two, I used to bring her to the gym. We'd go our separate ways at the gym, but I'd bring her since I have like guest passes and shit like that. But now that this other girl's going to the gym, like I've had this almost happen a bunch where like the bitches I'm seeing are crisscrossing at the gym. So it's like, I'm like, fuck, all right, well, if I do that, do I lose both of them? Like, is this going to turn into a shit show?
No. If
like,
that, bro, no, listen, in 1986, yeah, if they bumped into each other, you would probably lose them. Bro, this is 2026, okay? And if they here's the thing, if they bump into each other and they find out they're both fucking you, it's going to make them more attracted to you. So you will not lose them both. Absolutely not.
I'll let it happen then.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let it happen. Let them find out about each other. It'll be fine.
Cool, man. Well, yeah. That's pretty much all I got. I guess next time we do this, I'll give you updates. Hopefully
listen, keep us updated, man. Keep us updated, dude. Like I said, you really are doing it right. It sounds like I'm very impressed with the fact that you were self-aware enough. Not only were you self-aware enough to be honest with the fact that you're starting to catch feelings for this girl, you then had the wherewithal to do what was necessary to make sure that your feelings don't grow anymore. So good for you, man. You're doing it right.
Thanks, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy. It's not easy being red pill.
No, it is not.
Easier. It gets easier as you go. It takes years and years and years of just, you know.
It does. Listen, it does get easier as you go, but it's never I don't care how many times you have to do it. It's never easy ever to walk away from a girl you actually like. Like, listen, anybody can dump a fucking neurotic bitch. Like, if she was a pain in the ass, if she was a headache, yeah, it ain't nothing. But when you actually like the girl, when you actually spend time together, when you enjoy each other's company, yeah, that makes it so much harder. But again, this is the difference between men like us and men like everyone else, is we do what's hard to do, okay? Being red pill doesn't mean fucking a bunch of bitches. Being red pilled means, okay, you're fucking a bunch of bitches, but when you start to catch feelings for one, that's when you back off. You understand what I'm saying? Blue pill men who are still plugged in, they're gonna lean into that, okay? And leaning into that, that's the easy thing to do. Walking away from a girl you actually like, who enjoys your company, and vice versa, that is not easy. And that's why you know it's the right thing to do, and this is why we are where we are, because we do what's hard to do.
Gotcha. Well, thanks for all the advice. I mean, I've watched you for quite some time, so you certainly have to do with this. And well, wish me the best, man. I'll give you guys an update here soon.
Hey, man, yeah, definitely give us an update, and don't let that bitch suck your dick too many more times, man, because that bitch, listen, man, she's going to try. Look at your smile. Look at that. See, that's it, man. You got to watch out. Bro, you got to watch that, man, because I'm going to tell you what. Look, she tried the training thing, right? She tried the crying thing. She's like, you know what? I'm going to go over here and I'm going to suck this nigga's dick. Ooh, man. Oof. Oh, boy.
She lets me do whatever I want to do.
Oh, my God. Oh, man. She ain't going to make it easy.
How do I say no to that?
Listen, look, can you please stop sucking my dick? Said no man ever. You can't let her in the house, dude.
I told her that I finished, and she just keeps going. So
there you go.
Kind of like...
I swear to God.
I'll have to work on that part. But,
Oh, my goodness. Listen, you're a man. You're human. It is what it is. Thanks for coming up, man. I appreciate you sharing, dude.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff, man. Hey, Don DeMarco to Jabari, man. Yeah, you know, the thing is I understand completely where he's coming from. But I want you guys to understand, that a big part of living the red pill life, okay, and this is not in just relationships, but this is everything in life. You have to do what's hard to do, okay? I'll say it again, it's not easy. It is not easy walking away from a woman you actually like. It's not easy because, again, most girls, like if you're a player, whatever the case may be, you're not gonna like if you're a guy who regularly sleeps around like Jabari does, you're really not gonna like most of the women that you're sleeping with. Every once in a while, you do meet a girl who has a decent personality, who treats you well, sexually open, exclusive, etc., etc. Those are the things that make it very, very difficult to walk away. But again, she made all of her red, crimson, and black flags known up front. And because he paid attention and he never forgot about that, he's like, okay, I really like this girl, but if I commit to this girl, these red, crimson, black flags, they're going to rear their ugly head. And you can see in his face, he really likes the girl. He really, really likes her. But he also understands that it doesn't matter how much he likes her. The fact of the matter is she's not long-term relationship material. She's not. And he understands that, listen, man, I can't be catching feelings for a woman or women that are not long-term relationship material. So good for him for having the wherewithal, the mental fortitude, and the emotional strength and maturity to walk away. So good for him. Good for him. All right, guys, that was actually a pretty good show. We talked about all kinds of things. We talked about all kinds of stuff. Got into all sorts of topics. I am now going to head downstairs and watch the rest of the World Baseball Classic. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.